Okay.
Welcome everyone to another edition of Live Nation Urban Presents Meet the Founders. I'm your host, Brandon Pankey, and we're continuing on in the month of September with our wellness edition of Meet the Founders. And our special guest today is the CEO and founder of Gild Creative Group, Ms. Tiffany Hardin. Tiffany, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. So if you can, let's kick off. Let us know how you came to found Gild Creative Group. What was your journey before we get into the whole wellness of it all?
Okay, sure. So my company, Gild Creative Group, we are a influencer marketing company. We certainly have other services as well, but Gild Creative Group started in 2011 officially. And basically, I started while I was still at an agency called Translation. And it really was to serve talent and work with brands that wanted to work with like non-traditional music talent.
Mm-hmm.
That's the short end of the story.
Wait for more. Okay. So
I was like, I don't know if we're doing the whole king caboodle. My background was in talent management, and I used to work at Violator with Mama Scott Young, and then I went into marketing. And one of the things I realized pretty quickly was that marketers and brand leaders really wanted to connect with culture leaders, and not all culture leaders are out to be influential as like, on social. Some people are really just doing the work, and people respect that and they respond to that. And so for my work, I'm most attracted to people who are doing the work and have a life outside of creating content on social for brand partners. So there was a point in my life where, and this is maybe a good alley-oop, but there was a point in my life where I was, working with music talent a lot and doing brand deals with music talent and talent management. And I was just like, this is, there's something missing for me.
Right.
And I stopped doing talent management for a long period and really just focused in on like working with brands, working with the Airbnbs of the world, working with WeWork, all that good stuff. And there was also something missing for me there. So I was like, clearly, like there's a cross section of these things that is meaningful to me. So I literally put this out in a tweet, and I said, the next talent that I work with is going to be somebody in wellness. So, and I forgot about it. I completely forgot about that. It was around 2016.
Okay.
And a friend of mine who at the time was working at Translation in Chicago, he was like, you should meet my girlfriend. And, we're homies, Brandon. Like, whenever your homeboy's like, you should meet my girlfriend, I'm like, okay, like, sure. But come to find out, I did need to meet his girlfriend. And Lauren Ash, who's the founder of Black Girl and she and we like clicked immediately. And we ended up, I told her though, I said, listen, I've been burned in talent management. I'm not interested in just a commission structure. Like, I do a lot more work on the front end. Like, at this point in my life, I was managing both like marketing clients, and then I was, talent management was like such a small part of my margin. And so I told her, I was like, the goal is to be on retainer. And most talent, they're not set up that way. They're not like, hey, here's this monthly retainer, I'm going to pay somebody. So off rip, it was just starting to help understand like there's a structure in management that you can accomplish with smart, great people. But you have to have those conversations on the upfront. And, we did. And Black Girl and Ohm went from like, 5 figures, low 5 figures of when I started. And then like, we're at the high 6 figures. So like, there is such a great like turnaround in terms of like growth and expansion that happened, where my goal with Black Girl and Ohm was to be not only an industry leader for women of color to get like the intergenerational healing that they deserve, but really to be a leader across the board in how you can create blueprints for navigating the mainstream world of brand partnership and your mission. Like those two things have to interconnect.
Got you. So Tiffany, let's go more in depth. What is Black Girl in Om?
Okay, Black Girl in Om is a media platform that supports the liberation of all Black women and women of color. So we have a few things. There's the editorial. We just relaunched our website, so folks can get more in-depth articles on the healing journey and process and sort of what goes along with that. We have a podcast. Our podcast is very popular. We're in season 5. And within like the first 3 weeks, we have like 45,000 downloads. And year to date, I know we have over close to 3 million downloads. And then we also have our community, which is going live today. I'm so excited for the community. So this is the subscription-based model that we have where folks who join the circle, you can sign up now. You can start your enrollment application process now. But for those that are involved in the circle, they are able to get journal prompts, meditations, guided conversations. They just have access to, and we have experiences, again, those, but they have access to all of the content and all of the teachers and healers and guides that we bring on the podcast all the time. So there's a lot more in terms of like what we offer and things that we're looking forward to. One of them is, we're dropping an EP soon, so I'm really excited about that. It's a sleep EP.
Okay.
And it's, to lull you to sleep with meditations with a brand partner that I'm excited to talk about, soon come. And then we're also getting ready to create our fund. We have a physical space in Minnesota. Lauren, the founder, is based in Minnesota and is from there. And the space is literally like 2 blocks from where George Floyd passed away. So like everything that's happening right now, it's just very tangential to like her everyday experience. So there's a lot going on there. So we have physical space, editorial, audio content, and a lot of just like great goodies and feel good stuff too.
What does that mean to the company? You said earlier on that, it was founded to liberate Black women. What does
that mean? Mm-hmm. So there's the idea that all of our experiences, especially as Black women, we have experiences where sometimes there's not a place to sort of hold that. If you've ever been, like Lauren and I, we grew up in white suburbia. And if I would have grown up that same way and had an organization like Black Girl in Om where I can sort of like surrender to and succumb to the pressures of knowing like there's people here that are like me and there are people here that can hold me up. It's really a community, a sister community of women that are, affirming and wanting to hold up a mirror to you. So when we say our goal is to liberate Black females, we want the women to walk into the world, lean into themselves and walk into the world, knowing that they are perfectly fine how they are, and their continued evolution is and will be supported by the women that they see around them.
Gotcha. So let me ask you, Tiffany, and this is a personal question, just dealing with everything that you're doing. One of the key, facts or attributes why we did this month wellness edition is to really talk to individuals who are in business, who are in, I have to answer an email immediately type lifestyle. How do you balance business with taking care of yourself? Because I find that a lot of us, particularly during the past 6 months, has found it more difficult than not to do that.
It's hard. It's not easy. Today, I was really excited because I had booked myself a massage and I hadn't done that in a long time. But the main reason is because I hold tension in my neck and I hold tension in my shoulder blades, like most of us, but I wasn't addressing it, and I'm just walking around hurt for no reason, being able to identify like what you need is a big part of the process. Like if you feel like every day I'm just running from meeting to meeting, email to email. I'm not thinking, and I'm not um, taking time to just like maybe go for a walk or like, whatever. Those are things that you need to rectify by creating boundaries for yourself. So to answer the question, like, you have to understand what your boundaries are and commit to yourself. If you know that you're one of those people that wakes up in the morning and just grabs their phone, part of that is because there's something that's fear rooted. Something about you not answering your phone is going to do what? Like, name it. Name what you think that's going to be. 9 times out of 10, it really isn't.
Mhm.
And you can create a boundary around that. And then you can create an action around that. Like, if your thought is, you know what, I'll start my workday at 9 a.m. if that's your jam. You better make sure your Slack messages are on snooze till 9 a.m. You had better make sure you put your phone on the other side of the room, that you're going to have to like go and get it, because it's preventing you from your routine that can potentially help you throughout your day. Instead of spending that 30 minutes going through your phone, could you meditate? Could you give thanks, find some sort of gratitude? Can you journal? Can you color? Can you do something that's going to like help you just sort of ease into your day? But if you're hitting the rat race from the time you go to bed to the time you wake up, it's just screen time, something there is going to cause you to see tension and feel tension, and it can manifest in you physically. So you have to pay attention to, what are your routines? What are your boundaries? And if you find yourself slipping and you do have that phone call, you do grab that phone or you do whatever, that's okay. Just remind yourself gently, this is not the way that I want to work. This is not in alignment. And then tell your people, hey, my people, I understand you need to get out what you need to get out. Schedule send is your friend. Or just know that I'm not going to respond until after 9.
Mm-hmm. But Tiffany, I'm going to challenge you as if you
Sure.
actually founded Black Girl in Nome. I'm going to challenge you on this because
I did not found Black Girl in Home.
if you did, I said I'm going to challenge.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to challenge you because you're talking about forming boundaries around ourselves. But if we are in the middle of this rat race, if we are trying to please everyone else, and I don't just mean in business, I mean our personal relationships, whether you're in a relationship or not, your family, your friends, and your business, and you haven't set boundaries around those facets of your life, how in the hell am I supposed to set boundaries around myself if I haven't even taken care of everything else that's surrounding me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to start with yourself, right? Like, you really have to start with yourself. You said, like, what? This is how I know this is true. Lauren asked me last year, Tiffany, I don't even know your boundaries. My client's telling me this. My client's telling me, Tiffany, I don't know your boundaries, which also cues to me, oh shit, one, I don't have them, or two, I have them and haven't told nobody, and want to get mad when someone tiptoes all over the boundary. It is my responsibility. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for how I feel. So I need to make sure that I'm communicating. And there are people who are really intuitive and they're really dope, and they kind of just like know, you have a shorthand with them, or they just know like that ain't it. But we take advantage of that, right? Because we just expect them to know. But when they misstep, and because we're human, it always happens.
Right.
When that person missteps that knows you, and you get mad and they don't understand why, you have to have it's not even a reason, you have to be able to articulate what matters to you.
Mm-hmm.
And so the challenge I gladly accept, and because I've been asked this, like, what are my boundaries, and what do I need? What do I need more of? One of the things that Lauren says all the time in our meditations is like, what is one thing you can give yourself right now? And for some people, they may answer that as time.
Mm-hmm.
I need more time. Great. What's taking up your time? What what can you create a week where 4 hours of your day, no meetings, you know? And can you communicate why that matters? It matters because if I don't have the time to just think,
Right.
then I start to get irritable. And if I'm irritable with my team or with my people, it's because I'm constricted.
Mm-hmm.
And we have, I tell people all the time, I'm like, there are some people, you know, you're just like, or some scenarios, and you're just like, ooh, you lucky I'm saved. You know, like, you lucky I'm saved. You lucky I have restraint. Because in an industry where it is rat race and there's all these personalities and egos and everything else that goes into this, we also know that you can fall into that trap of going to the fringes of your character, right? And I have done that in my past. I've been taught by the best, but also I can go from 0 to 60, and I'm like, wait, why is that a thing? So letting yourself understand your boundaries and what matters to you, so that when you are there at the fringe of your character and you ready to clap back and say like then you recognize like, ooh, I need to pull myself back, because this is a symptom of me not having enough time. This is a symptom of me not being able to have more, like more time for me anyway, more time to like read through that communication, understand what somebody is trying to tell me, whatever the case is.
So let me ask you this, because we are coming close to a close. Where can we find out more information on Black Girl in Nome and Gild Creative Group?
This has gone by so fast. I'm like, hit it, quit it, like bam. So you can find, Brandon, I know you're giving me like CNBC right now. Like, can you listen up?
Efficient, if I'm nothing else on these. Go ahead.
I love it. So you can find Black Girl in Ohm at Black Girl in Ohm on IG. Please go ahead and hit that follow button, because all of the content that we put out, it is awesome. You'll get some meditations, you'll get some writing prompts, like all the good stuff. You can also go to www.blackgirlinohm.com and check out the content that we have there as well. And you can find me at Tiffany_Hardin, as well as my company's email address or web address, Gild, Gild, creativegroup.com.
Thank you. Last question, because I actually should have asked this before I did that. How did you find your boundaries? What was the tipping point that made you say, you know what, I have to set my boundaries right now, or I'm going to go crazy? Because I think I'm at that point right now in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? My body told me. Mm. My body was like, you think that stress isn't real? I'm going to show you what that it is. Like, and your body reacts to what happens here and what happens in your heart. Your body reacts to it. So there is always a physical manifestation of that energy. Mm-hmm. And so my body helped me set boundaries, because my body hurt. It like I was physically hurting. And I think the other thing that helped me set boundaries was, again, like I became irritable. Like, mm-hmm. I recognize now when too many people need me or need my time, I don't work well. And my friend, who's also one of my great mentors, she said, you know, support is a luxury. And I decided that's a luxury I'm gonna invest in. Right. And so when I did that, I realized how much more space I had. And so I can be authentically me. So I really think that between what your physical signals are, and then also when you look at how you are in your day and who needs from you, you can prioritize and say like, how would I feel if I had to give up time with my son or my daughter or my wife or my colleague or my how would I feel? And it's like, then start to play a little shuffleboard with that and like rearrange some things so that you're doing what's most important to you.
Right. And there it is. And just know that you always have a support from Brandon Pankey and Live Nation, CNBC of music-based IGs all of a sudden. So that's what I'm running with moving forward. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for being here. We appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it too. I'm really grateful. And just a side thing,
Go.
before it's like back to you, Tom. The Brandon Pankey, you have always been like someone that I greatly respected and appreciated. And from day one, it was my birthday when we went around the time we first met in 2011-ish, and I got an edible arrangement from you, and no one had ever did that for me before in the industry, and I was like, people care. But your attention to building relationship and connection has always just like informed how I feel about you. So anytime you need support, you got me.
That means a lot. This was unscripted, ladies and gentlemen. This is real life. Someone saying that I'm not a terrible person in real life. So thank you so much. Thank you. This will be saved, and it'll be on Live Nation Urban, and I might pick out that piece at the end. This has been another episode of Live Nation Urban Presents Meet the Founders. I'm your host, Brandon Pankey, with the amazing Tiffany Hardin. Thank you, everybody, and we'll be back next week to continue on with our wellness edition of Meet the Founders. Thanks again, Tiffany.
Bye.